Great Northwoods to the Rockbound Coast and streaming live in HD worldwide at foxbangor.com. More people choose Good Morning Maine.
Today on Good Morning Maine, a special effort is underway to help people in Maine's island communities heat their homes.
Plus, we'll also hear about an effort to reverse the ban on plastic shopping bags in Maine.
And a local business announces that an expansion will create scores of new jobs in Bangor. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith.
And I'm Craig Colson. Thank you for watching this morning. We're going to start with a look at the weather. We did have a little bit of snow overnight into this morning. And as you can see right there from up in Greenville, the snow's still coming down a little bit out there. We're not expecting to get a lot today, maybe a couple of inches, but you want to pay attention as you head out on the roads today. It looks like we may even see some rain because things will be warming up a little bit too.
Right, so still a mess today.
Yeah.
And we've had that on and off stuff all week, and I think Saturday we're supposed to see more. So either way, Devin Biggs has all those details in his forecast.
And thank you very much, Craig and Emma. Happy Thursday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Marilyn Monroe Spas. Sign up for your VIP spa membership today for exclusive members-only services and benefits. All right, let's get things rolling out there this morning. We do have winter weather advisories that have been expanded. They actually have been expanded this morning to include more of our viewing area and pretty much the entire state until about Friday morning or so. So we're going to be watching out for snow that will be moving in and maybe more accumulating snow. But some spots could experience some rain mix again too, especially further down toward the south. So maybe not as much snow there. But we do also have a small craft advisory down toward the south. This will last until about Friday afternoon at around 1 p.m. Some other areas will expire just a little bit sooner than that. So otherwise, here's the general idea. We've been watching for a few areas of snow that have been developing last night and early this morning. There's more off toward the south and west. So again, we're just getting started with this. This could be a rain-snow mixture in a few spots. So where that does happen, and I'm thinking mainly near Bangor and areas south, the snow totals could be just a little bit lower with that rain and snow opportunity, with temperatures today that will get above freezing. But otherwise, here's a system here. It's a pretty decent system tracking from the west to the east. So we'll be watching for the precipitation that will be building in throughout the daytime period today. So rain is still possible. Most of this could be snow in a few spots, and especially farther to the north where more significant snow could fall. And then by Friday morning at 5:30 a.m., the clouds start to get out of here, which equals some sunshine to start things off for your Friday. Hourly forecast moving forward, chances for snow and some rain in some spots. Temperatures in the 30s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig and Emma.
All right, thank you, Devin. In this morning's news, a man charged in a decades-old cold case will appear in court today. Gerald Goodale is accused of murdering Janet Brochu of Waterville back in 1987. Police say 20-year-old Brochu was heading out with friends on Christmas Eve in Waterville when she separated from her group and disappeared. Her body was found in March of 1988 in the Sebasticook River in Pittsfield. Goodale was charged with her murder in 2021. He was already in prison at the time in Warren for a separate murder. That was the 1988 killing of Geraldine Finn. Police say Goodale was part of the initial investigation into Brochu's murder, but new evidence helped prosecutors bring the case to a grand jury. He's scheduled to appear in Somerset County Court for a hearing today at 2:30 this afternoon.
A man accused of robbing a bank in Bangor has been indicted by the Penobscot County Grand Jury. 32-year-old Donovan Steen allegedly held up the Bangor Savings Bank on Broadway in 2022, making off with an undisclosed amount of cash. He was indicted on robbery and theft charges. A Mount Chase man was indicted for the alleged sexual abuse of a minor. 38-year-old Trevor DeRogers was also indicted for furnishing alcohol to a minor. And the Penobscot County Grand Jury indicted 4 men in connection with a shooting outside the Half Acre nightclub in Bangor in April of 2022. 33-year-old Edward Evans of the Bronx, New York, and 28-year-old Emil Evans of Augusta were both indicted for assault. Emil was indicted for criminal threatening with a dangerous weapon. Edward was also indicted for possession of a firearm by a prohibited person. 36-year-old Andre Dixon of Bangor and 31-year-old Harain Lawrence of Bar Harbor were also indicted in the connection of the shooting at the nightclub. Dixon was indicted on charges of reckless conduct with a dangerous weapon and criminal mischief. Lawrence was indicted for assault and criminal threatening with a dangerous weapon.
Well, meanwhile, Clinton police are investigating a crash that killed a local resident this week. Rescuers were called to the Hill Road shortly after noon on Tuesday after someone spotted a vehicle upside down in a stream. Officials realized the vehicle had been in the water for a long period of time because thick ice had formed all around it. Once a wrecker was called in to haul it from the water, they discovered a man's body was inside. The victim has been identified as 66-year-old Jean Rose of Clinton. Police are now investigating the crash and trying to determine how it happened. They hope to hear from anyone who has information about Mr. Rose's whereabouts between Sunday afternoon and Tuesday afternoon.
A fully loaded fuel truck flipped yesterday while on the way to Biddeford. It was part of a multi-vehicle accident. The Biddeford Fire Department responded around 7 Wednesday morning, saying that the truck was filled with about 2,800 gallons of fuel. Authorities were able to contain almost all of it, with only about 20 gallons leaking. Responders successfully pumped the rest of it into an empty truck. The Biddeford Police Department, says the drivers involved were all treated and released with minor injuries. The exact cause of the crash is still under investigation.
Well, high heating costs have caused some Maine island towns to take action to make sure their residents stay warm. Our David Ledford with that story.
We want to alleviate as many of these frustrations as we can.
Stonington town officials have paired up with Down East Community Partners, a community action agency aimed at reducing the impact of poverty, to help senior Mainers and those who struggle with the often complex task of applying for government heating assistance programs. James Neely, the Director of Energy Services for Down East Community Partners, says that the group has been overwhelmed with calls for help during the state's frigid temperature drops.
CAAs across the state are in a situation where our call volumes are going completely haywire, where it is 4 times more volume this year as opposed to last year. We are really in a situation where we're trying to help as many people as possible, and it is a large task.
Neely says the agency recently received funds from the Winter Energy Relief Program to provide $800 in emergency support for each individual in Washington and Hancock County who meets the eligibility requirements. Stonington Town Manager Kathleen Billings says recently there has been a real need for assistance.
To me, the high price of heating oil has just made it that much more difficult, especially for people with fixed incomes. We're just trying to be a good town and try to help our people who need the help. And, for all of us, it's difficult.
Town officials stress the importance of being a good neighbor during times like these.
Let's get your tanks filled. Let's figure out a way to get those tanks filled now. Give us a call at the town office, 367-2351. It's a nice local number. And let us help you, get the help that you need to stay warm.
In Stonington, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
And for help applying for heating assistance in the Hancock and Washington County region, you can visit downeastcommunitypartners.org or give them a call at 610-5914.
Senator Angus King has co-sponsored legislation to improve and expand veteran-assisted living services. The bipartisan bill, called the Expanding Veterans Options for Long-Term Care Act, aims to help service members live more independently as they age. The bill would create a pilot program for eligible veterans to receive assisted living care paid for by the VA. Senator King spoke about the importance of long-term care during a Senate Veterans Affairs Committee yesterday.
There's a wave of retirements coming and eligibility for long-term care. And it's, as you know, it's not directly part of the system, but I think it's something we need to think seriously about. And again, I'll ask you.
During the hearing, Senator Collins introduced Vincent Triola, a Windham resident who was recently elected to serve as the National Commander of the American Legion. During his first year in office, Commander Triola is scheduled to spend 330 days on the road, visiting American Legion posts in all 50 states and overseas.
A special focus of Commander Triola's tenure is the American Legion's Be the One campaign to end veteran suicides. The goal is to destigmatize asking for mental health support, provide peer-to-peer resources, and educate everyone on how they can be the one to reach out to a veteran in distress.
The Expanding Veterans Options for Long-Term Care Act has received strong support from various veterans service organizations in Maine and nationwide.
$1.6 million is heading to Maine employers to support with workforce transportation solutions. The money comes from the Maine Jobs Recovery Plan. Maine Department of Labor Commissioner Laura Fortman said, quote, with 2 open jobs for every unemployed job seeker in Maine, employers are working with state agencies and others to develop innovative ways to support and expand their workforce. These grants are a strategic effort to help employers reduce barriers to employment, such as lack of reliable transportation, that prevent qualified individuals from connecting with jobs. Robbins Lumber in Searsmont and Timber HP in Madison are among those getting those special grants.
There's a new battle at the State House over single-use plastic bags. One lawmaker wants to reverse the statewide ban, but as Jody Maffey shows us, not everyone is on board.
You can see these bags at grocery stores again if a proposed bill reversing the ban on them goes through.
I believe that the original intent of the bill was to lower resource usage, natural resource usage, and to have some impact on consumer choice that had a positive effect on the environment. I believe that was the original intent of the bill. However, I think that by banning the single-use plastic bags, I think they actually had a complete opposite effect.
That's why Republican Representative Chad Perkins from Dover-Foxcroft is behind this bill. He says from production and distribution to usage and disposal, reusable bags are not as green as you might think. And one study backs that up. According to a Denmark Environmental Protection Agency, a cotton reusable bag needs to be used over 7,000 times to be more environmentally friendly than plastic bags. But some Mainers do not support repealing the ban.
I don't think it's a good idea. It's not good for the environment. And I kind of like not having a plastic bag. So that's my thoughts.
Oh, I think they should keep it in place.
Any thoughts why?
Because plastic bags are hugely pollutant and they're awful for the environment, and there's so many alternatives.
Representative Perkins is also trying to get rid of the 5-cent bag fee you see at stores, but that's on a separate bill.
We'll be watching that one closely. Meanwhile, the Bar Harbor Town Council is set to vote on whether to end the sale of flavored tobacco products. They're considering an ordinance ending the sale of tobacco products with fruit, menthol, chocolate, and other flavors. If it passes, Bar Harbor will join Bangor, Brunswick, Portland, and South Portland that have already passed similar measures. A public hearing on the matter will be held March 7th at 6:30 p.m.
Seems like a lot of those things are going statewide. That may be what we see in the future. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, a local business is expanding into a new location, creating lots of new jobs at the same time.
But first, another check of your weather forecast. Today, we can expect a little rain and snow. The highs will be up near 35 degrees. Snow showers continuing tonight with lows around 19. Tomorrow, a gorgeous, mostly sunny day. The highs tomorrow will be around 36.
Sure, the driveway looks good now with the snow on it, but you know what will still be under there in the spring? The same cracks, crumbles, and potholes that were there before winter. Call Eaton Paving today. Let's make an appointment to fix those problems when the weather is ready. Eaton Paving and Excavation.
If you're eligible for Medicare and Medicaid, a Medicare Advantage plan from Anthem Maine Health can come with all the benefits you want and zero compromises. Just go to anthemainehealth.com/answers or call 855-753-3928 for a one-on-one Medicare plan review. Ask about our $0 monthly premium plans that include dental, vision, and hearing coverage, along with transportation, a free gym membership, and $0 copay for prescriptions, all for zero extra cost. Plus, you could be eligible for extra benefits to help you save even more. We have plans with up to $2,500 a year to help you pay for over-the-counter health items, groceries, and living expenses like cell phone, electric, or water bills, all on a single prepaid MasterCard you can use at thousands of locations nationwide. Call Anthem Maine Health at 855-753-3928 or visit anthemmainehealth.com/answers and get a Medicare Advantage plan with zero compromises for you and your wallet.
Sure, the driveway looks good now with the snow on it, but you know what will still be under there in the spring? The same cracks, crumbles, and potholes that were there before winter. Call Eaton Paving today. Let's make an appointment to fix those problems when the weather is ready. Eaton Paving and Excavation.
On the next Last Man Standing.
You know, I would throw the best party ever. Now that video would go viral.
The gender reveal becomes a big deal.
You want me to plan a party?
The hardest part is keeping the secret until the very last minute.
You're worried about your mom cracking and spilling the beans.
When Vanessa is kept in the dark.
Every relationship's about power. You just gave me the nuclear code.
Last Man Standing.
This afternoon, starting at 4 on Fox 22.
Water supplies across Maine could face an ecological crisis as a result of legislation passed last year. Devin Dagnall met with an expert for more details.
Within a matter of just a couple of weeks, we could be set back, 50 years when it comes to environmental water conservation.
Late last week, operations at the Bangor water treatment plant were put on hold due to an announcement from the Juniper Ridge landfill. According to the water treatment plant's director, Amanda Smith, the landfill has reduced the amount of solid waste left from treating raw sewage or sludge that it can accept from water treatment facilities. In the past, the sludge would be taken to a composting facility after it was chemically treated, but that changed with the passing of LD 1911. LD 1911 prohibits the contamination of clean soils with forever chemicals, which are found in the treated sludge. The solution to that problem was to send the sludge to landfills, but now that has also become a problem.
These biosolids are what's considered a wet waste, so they're not very structurally stable, and the landfill needs to incorporate a lot of other stabilization, bulky materials in order to accept this sludge, so that it doesn't create an unstable landfill environment.
Mixing the treated sludge with more solid waste would be no problem, if not for LD 1639, a bill that was also passed last year. LD 1639 limits the total solid waste allowed in the state, which means only a limited amount of solid waste can be used for sludge.
In talking to some of the other possible outlets, landfills throughout the state, they're all in the same situation right now when it comes to having enough material to accept this kind of volume of sludge.
For now, a temporary agreement has been made for the sludge to be transported and disposed of in Canada. The biggest problem with the current solution is the fact that it isn't permanent. According to Smith, if Canada was to pull out of the agreement, Bangor's water treatment facility and others like it would only be able to operate for a maximum of 2 weeks.
We're operating on a temporary solution, and that's just not acceptable. This wastewater treatment facility is what stands between the raw sewage and the Penobscot River.
At this time, officials are searching for a permanent solution, but none has been found. In Bangor, Devin Dagnall, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Literacy Volunteers of Bangor has tickets on sale now for their 9th Literacy Tea to celebrate reading for all ages. This year's event will be held on April 2nd and is at John Baptist Memorial Auditorium. The fundraiser is the largest one for the group for the year, with the money raised going directly to the programming that specifically includes helping adults with literacy challenges or those for whom English is a second language.
So if you're curious about either getting services, having a tutor, or, getting involved as a volunteer, this is really a wonderful event to kind of get a sense as to who we are.
Here you'll be able to meet Ann Sibley O'Brien, author and illustrator from Peaks Island. She'll be presenting her book, I'm New Here. It's a story about 3 immigrant children. This year, the cost is $25, and you'll need to purchase your tickets ahead of time. They ask that you use their website at lvbangor.org/donate.
This is an exciting time for a brewer-based company that has acquired a familiar facility in Bangor. It's part of an expansion project that can create many new jobs. Our Matthew Juronsik has the story.
That feels great. I mean, we are growing very rapidly.
The success Nile Systems CEO Ton Matheson is seeing allowed him to announce on Tuesday that his company will be expanding into the former Wayfair Customer Service Center in Bangor. This comes thanks in part to a $6 million investment from Aligned Climate Capital, an investment firm based out of New York. Matheson says this acquisition will bring 200 new jobs to Bangor.
We really need more manufacturing capacity, and the jobs that we're bringing on anywhere from people on the assembly lines making these products to design engineers to sales and marketing, new product design. So it's really it's the whole gamut of manufacturing type jobs.
The former Wayfair building closed in 2021 during the COVID-19 pandemic. Bangor City Council approved the purchase of the property during its meeting on February 13th.
Are looking to have industrial commercial uses out there. I mean, the distribution's right there. It's conveniently located. I mean, this is definitely the type of business that we were hoping to have there.
Senator Joe Baldacci agrees, saying this addition shows consumer demand in the area growing.
It shows the resilience of Bangor's economy and why people are attracted to doing business in Bangor. So it's a really positive thing for Bangor.
Matheson says acquiring the former Wayfair building is the start of finally completing the vision for his company.
We see this continuing to grow very rapidly for the next 10 years. So we're bringing on a lot of people. There's lots of opportunities to grow here.
Matheson says he expects the facility to be open by this fall. In Brewer, Matthew Juronsik reporting for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
Well, the time now is 8:20. Coming up after the break, a local market chain has been purchased by one of New England's even larger grocery chains.
Plus, the popular locally owned drive-in is open again after a winter hiatus. We'll have the details on these stories and more coming up on Good Morning Maine.
CEM DP Porter Contractors has been in business for over 40 years in the Bangor area. We specialize in design build for commercial, medical, and residential. We can assist our customers with anything from lot procurement to helping find financing for your project, along with building maintenance and renovations. CEM DP Porter Contractors is currently hiring in Herman for multiple positions, including carpenters and laborers. We offer vacation, holidays, a 3% IRA match, and competitive pay. If interested in applying, please contact Jason at 207-848-7486.
Silver Fox Automotive is a family-owned and operated company with more than 30 years of experience. We are originally from the county and offer competitive prices and promise you will be completely satisfied with our work. We offer a stress-free experience to both our new and returning customers. We only use parts from reputable brands to ensure your vehicle is safe to drive. Here at Silver Fox, there will always be a friendly face to greet you. Come see us at 2004 Odlin Road in Herman.
I have dated a lot of guys in the city. It hasn't worked out for me.
She's too pretty to be in a place like this. This is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. Take me home.
The Trade Winds in Blue Hill will soon become a new location for a familiar grocery store chain. Hannaford Supermarkets announced on Wednesday that the Trade Winds Marketplace at 15 South Street will soon become their newest store location. The change follows the retirement of Chuck and Belinda Lawrence, owners of the marketplace for more than 20 years, and former Hannaford employees themselves. The location is expected to begin operating under the Hannaford banner in May of this year and will offer the grocery store's signature products and rewards program. The Blue Hill acquisition will mark the 186th store for the company, joining the ranks of locations in New York, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Vermont, and, of course, right here in Maine.
If you're getting tired of winter, take a ride down Main Street in Fairfield. It won't take long before you smell onion rings and burger baskets, as Belanger's Drive-In is back open after a winter break. For those that live in the area, it's a true sign that spring is just around the corner.
Everyone's waiting and everyone's happy that we're open.
Yes, we're hungry. They have been closed for 2 months.
So is this one of your favorite places to come get food?
Yeah, we come here.
Why? What draws you here?
Well, the food and the hospitality and the friendliness.
And now the owners tell us that they plan to stay open from now on without a winter break. So very good news to all the fellow people with burger addictions like me.
Yeah. Me too. You know, I went out yesterday. I was telling you earlier, I went out and had a little picnic down on the Bangor waterfront with my youngest daughter.
Yep.
Of course, we stayed in the car because it was still kind of chilly.
Of course,
but
it's
just
a good spot.
sitting there, eating some snacks, watching the river. I mean, you can feel spring is coming, and
you
that's
can't go
another
wrong
sign
with
of
a
it right
burger
there.
basket. Yes,
Yeah.
a burger basket.
Excuse me.
Ooh, it could make me enjoy some really different scenarios and weather.
Yeah, I think I inhaled some dog hair from the last show.
Okay.
So
we'll send it over to Devin Biggs for a full weather forecast.
Alrighty, Craig and Emma, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Marilyn Monroe Spas. Sign up for your VIP spa membership today for exclusive members-only services and benefits. Winter weather advisories. These have been expanded here, including the entire viewing area, though, and not so much further off towards the south and west. We're going to be watching for some snow, maybe mixing in with some rain in a few spots. We also have small craft advisories that have been posted until about 1 p.m. for your Friday, because with this system that will be moving in, we're going to be watching out for the wave heights that will get active from time to time. And this may last also on a Saturday, but more advisories will get issued by that point if need be. Wave heights are already active out there at around 5 to 6 feet. We'll keep this going for today. It might get a little bit of a break later on tonight, but more activity will be on the way, especially as we head towards your Saturdays. We're going to be watching for more active weather moving in. Here's a little bit of snow that's been developing out there this morning, tracking from the southwest, going toward the north and east. We're going to be watching for even more precipitation moving in. It's already starting to develop. You can see that right about in there along this area, low pressure here, right behind the warm front here. This is going to be tracking from the southwest to the north and east, so this will continue to develop as we do move forward for today. So rain and snow possible today, especially along to the south of Bangor. Areas to the east and to the north, most of this will fall as snow. Some more accumulating snow will be falling in a few spots. Where it transitions to rain, less snow accumulations are possible. Once we get towards Friday morning, all that snow starts to get out of here, and we'll see a lot of sunshine for your Friday. But once we get towards Friday night, more clouds start to move in ahead of our next system, which will bring more accumulating snow to the region. So here's a general idea for it today, especially Washington County areas to the north and west, around 4 to 6 inches of snow, locally higher amounts before we're all finished up. I agree with this idea of maybe 1 to 3 inches along into the south of Bangor, where some rain could mix in a few areas. And then we're watching for this next system that will get going again, especially as we head towards Saturday, as we're going to be watching for another significant snowmaker here. The trick with this system is we have low pressure to the south, we have high pressure to the north. Dry air may get in here, so the snow may not get as far north as originally thought, and the accumulations may be lower than what we might be originally thinking as well. But once we head towards Sunday morning, all of this starts to get out of here. But your forecast for today, mid-30s, rain and snow likely. Southwest wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. By tonight, 19 degrees, snow showers in, partly cloudy late. Northwest wind at about 20 miles per hour. For tomorrow, mid-30s, mostly sunny and breezy. The northwest wind at about 20 miles per hour. Alrighty, here's a look at your extended forecast brought to you by Marilyn Monroe Spas. More snow again for Saturday, highs in the upper 20s. Mid-30s on Sunday, mostly cloudy. Partly cloudy on Monday, highs in the low 40s.
Find meaningful work in direct care, no matter where you are in life.
The difference that you make in somebody else's life is absolutely incredible.
Visit mainjobs.care/WVII to learn more and make an impact through a compassionate career.
Renovating or building new, you'll find a wide selection of high-performing, energy-efficient, and beautiful windows and doors at Hammond Lumber Company. Your Hammond sales representative will walk you through the showroom displays and help you choose options to create a personalized custom look. Free in-home measurement is available, and Hammond can deliver your order from any of their locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Bring your vision and enjoy better light and added security and energy savings with quality windows and doors from Hammond Lumber Company.
Toyota's all-wheel drive vehicles not only conquer the elements, Toyota conquers its competitors by sheer selection. You see, Toyota has 20 different all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive models. That's more than Subaru, more than Honda, more than Jeep. Conquer most anything with a tough Tacoma 4x4, the best-selling midsize pickup for 17 years, and named best truck among midsize pickups. See your New England Toyota dealer, your all-wheel drive headquarters. Toyota, let's go places.
Sunday on Fox, the NASCAR Cup Series rolls into Las Vegas. On this desert track, anything could happen. Ask Bowman, Hamlin, Larson, and Logano. They'll tell you, if you want to win in Vegas, you gotta go for broke.
Viva Las Vegas, baby.
NASCAR Cup Series, Las Vegas. Sunday at 3 Eastern on Fox.
find meaningful work in direct care, and improve the quality of life of others.
The right personality and character traits, in my opinion, to be a DSP is kind, caring, and understanding.
Visit mainjobs.care/WFVX to learn more and make an impact through a compassionate career.
One of the nation's biggest drug makers is drastically lowering the price of insulin, capping the cost at $35 a month for everyone. The move comes after President Biden pushed the move for seniors on Medicare. Fox News correspondent Madeline Rivera reports from Washington.
Many of the 37 million Americans with diabetes are all too familiar with the choice between cost and care. More than 1 million of them had to ration their insulin in 2021 because of the price.
It was groceries or insulin, it was rent or insulin, it was gas to get to my job, to get the paycheck to pay for my insulin or insulin.
Treating diabetes can cost about $9,600 per person per year, with the U.S. ranking as one of the top countries where insulin is most expensive. But folks could be paying a lot less. Eli Lilly is cutting the price of its commonly used forms of insulin by 70% and capping out-of-pocket costs for the medication at $35 per month.
This is a culmination of about 7 years of work we've been doing to reduce the price of our insulins.
The Inflation Reduction Act imposed a $35 monthly cap on insulin for seniors, a provision that took effect in January. During his State of the Union address, President Biden called on other drug makers to lower their prices too.
This is great news and important progress toward lowering costs for all Americans.
The price cuts are potentially life-saving. Still, nonprofit organizations like Beyond Type 1 say more needs to be done.
It needs to be system-wide change amongst the entire U.S. healthcare system because we know how broken it is.
Eli Lilly is calling on other groups like the insurance industry and Congress to match their effort and lower insulin prices for everyone. In Washington, Madeline Rivera, Fox News.
March 1st signals the end of emergency benefits for millions of Americans. Additional offerings to the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, also known as SNAP, ended in many states. The change comes after running for 3 years due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The Department of Agriculture says more than 41 million Americans receive food buying benefits through SNAP. An analysis by the Center of Budget and Policy Priorities shows recipients will get $90 less per month of assistance.
It's going to be really hard for a lot of people to get by. It already is hard.
Right. So. I know. I think if you can, it's a really good time to donate or volunteer at your local food shelters.
Good idea.
They are going to see a lot of need. Yeah. Still to come here on the second half of our show, we'll have all the details on how you can score a free coffee at your local Dunkin' this week.
That and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
Hey, it's Eric from Green Bear 420. We've been in business since 2010 and going strong, so stop in and check us out. We specialize in glass art by over 100 local artists and even have live glass blowing. Plus, we carry incense, novelties, t-shirts, and hard-to-find items. We have tons of local products for the tie-dye wearing person in your circle of friends. Come see us at 531 Moosehead Trail in Newport. And remember, Green Bear 420, it's not just a store, it's a lifestyle.
What's your emergency?
You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
Today is Thursday, March 2nd, 2023. It's also National Day of Unplugging. Many of us miss out on valuable moments of our lives as we pass the hours with our faces buried in our phones. The day encourages us to go unplugged for 24 hours to relax, reflect, be active, and to connect with loved ones.
Maybe not today.
Right.
Maybe plan it for another day.
Right.
You know, it's a great way to get reconnected with, people you know, your family, that kind of thing.
Yesterday would have been a great day for it because it was beautiful outside.
Get off your phone and go do something.
Right.
I have to tell myself to do the same thing sometimes.
I know. I think a lot of us have hobbies that we've neglected because it's easy to, with social media being so addicting.
Yeah. I know sometimes you'll sit down in your chair, you'll start going through it before you know it. A lot of time has passed too.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's a time suck. And exactly like you said, you don't know how long time goes by.
Yeah, so go get unplugged sometimes.
Right.
On this day in history, back in 1925, the United States developed a nationwide route numbering system and adopted that familiar U.S. shield-shaped numbered marker. In 1965, The Sound of Music echoed throughout American movie theaters for the first time. Still remains very strong 60 years later. In 1972, the spacecraft Pioneer 10 was launched on a mission to explore the planet Jupiter, and in 1987, the government reported the median price for a new home had gone over $100,000 for the first time. I think my parents told me when they bought their first house back in the Stone Ages, I think it was like around $5,000 or something like that.
Right.
When I bought my first house many years ago, it was like around $90,000.
Yep.
You can't get anything like that anymore.
Right.
You know, I'm renting right now because it's so expensive out there.
Yeah, I think my parents said in the 90s they paid $65.
Yeah.
So, and that's on the coast now, so it's like...
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's unimaginable.
Yep.
Well, today's birthdays include rocker John Bon Jovi. John
Bon Jovi. I think I missed the John in there.
You just wrote John Bovey.
John Bovey. He lives down the road next to Lesta. He sells clams. No, this is John Bon Jovi. John Bovey is a different guy.
What is it when people will like cover bands?
That's
the best. And John Bon Jovi.
He'll be showing up at the Elks Club this week. So.
Okay.
He's 60.
He's 60 years old. He's getting up there. All right. Actress Rebel Wilson is 42. She looks great these days. Country singer Luke Combs. He was in Bangor last year.
Last summer.
Last summer.
Yeah.
He's 32. And Chris Martin from the band Coldplay is 45. John Bovey.
John Bovey. Sorry about that. Yeah. Good old John Bovey. You need your car fixed. Bring it over to John Bovey.
That sounds like a mechanic name.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Right? All right. Let's get right into the weather. They're giving us the wrap. Here's Devin.
And thank you very much, Craig and Emma. Happy Thursday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Marilyn Monroe Spas. Sign up for your VIP spa membership today for exclusive members-only services and benefits. All right, let's get things rolling out there this morning. We do have winter weather advisories that have been expanded. They actually have been expanded this morning to include more of our viewing area and pretty much the entire state until about Friday morning or so. So we're going to be watching out for snow that will be moving in and maybe more accumulating snow. But some spots could experience some rain mixing in too, especially further down toward the south. So maybe not as much snow there. But we do also have a small craft advisory down toward the south. This will last until about Friday afternoon at around 1 p.m. Some other areas will expire just a little bit sooner than that. So otherwise, here's the general idea. We've been watching for a few areas of snow that have been developing last night and earlier this morning. There's more off toward the south and west. So again, we're just getting started with this. This could be a rain-snow mixture in a few spots. So where that does happen, and I'm thinking mainly near Bangor and areas south, the snow totals could be just a little bit lower with that rain and snow opportunity, with temperatures today that will get above freezing. But otherwise, here's a system here. It's a pretty decent system tracking from the west to the east. So we'll be watching for the precipitation that will be building in throughout the daytime period today. So rain is still possible. Most of this could be snow in a few spots, and especially farther to the north where more significant snow could fall. And then by Friday morning at 5:30 a.m., the clouds start to get out of here, which equals some sunshine to start things off for your Friday. Hourly forecast moving forward, chances for snow and some rain in some spots. Temperatures in the 30s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig and Emma.
Thank you, Devin. All right. Well, in other news now, there are studies show. Okay. Well, I'll read the script
and I won't. Cue it up first.
I won't ad-lib it. Can vitamin D every day help keep away dementia? New findings say vitamin D supplements can be beneficial to prevent or delay dementia. Researchers from Canada and Britain monitored a group of more than 12,000 people who did not have dementia initially. Those who took vitamin D had a 40% decrease in dementia detections compared to participants who did not take the vitamins. But researchers say they still need to hold clinical trials to confirm the connection. Sources of vitamin D can come from spending time in the sun, eating salmon, sardines, canned tuna, and mushrooms, just for example, if supplements aren't your thing. But the thing about vitamin D is they're really affordable supplements. So
they really are. And it comes in so many forms, too.
Right.
And it's as easy as going outside, too.
Right.
Really.
And that's a fairly promising study, so that's good to hear.
Yeah.
Still to come here this morning, Ryan Sudol will have your sports updates.
And we'll meet the pet of the week. Don't go away.
Hello, Maine. This is Steve McKay.
It's a wintry mix out there, but pockets of orange are standing out against the white blanket of snow throughout the state. Next Home Experience is listing and selling homes just like yours. Get looped and get sold with Next Home Experience.
Since 1950, Fairhaven Camps, located in Brooks, Maine, has provided quality Christian summer camping experiences to young people from Maine and beyond. At Fairhaven Camps, we empower youth from ages 6 through 17 to seek the truth of the gospel of Jesus Christ. Fairhaven Camps offers day or overnight camps as well as horsemanship and wilderness camps. Fairhaven Camps is now hiring for summer staff and accepting registration for campers. To sign up, apply, or donate, please visit www.fairhavencamps.org or call us today.
When Watch Me Shine wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. Watch Me Shine is hiring early childhood providers and behavioral health professionals to work with young children and empower them to learn and shine in all they do. To apply, call 990-0162.
Bath remodeling was revolutionized in this garage in 1984 when three brothers created the iconic bath fitter tub-over-tub process. A breakthrough then, the industry standard now, for beautiful baths without the mess, stress, or high cost. A better way from Bath Fitter means precise measurement, the highest quality acrylic, perfect preparation, and watertight installation backed by a lifetime warranty. Bath Fitter, it just fits. Visit bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Opposite water?
Sand. 25 words or less.
Going home with another $10,000.
Thank you, Carson. You're welcome. What's 10% of 10,000?
Weekdays at 9 on Fox 22.
Looking for your dream home? Contact a Next Homie today and see what's available right now. Sellers, get ready to get looped and get sold. With Next Home Experience, we have your buyers.
They're relentless! They're starting to feel extremely targeted! That one really likes you!
Animal Control, tonight on Fox.
Hey everybody, Ryan Sudol here. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's start out with a little Gold Ball game preview. The Brewer Witches have battled for years to get to this game, and now they're just one win away from making school history. Tyler Cruz has more.
It was super exciting. I was so happy. I couldn't even sleep Friday night. It was awesome. It was a great feeling. It was a great team win for us, and exciting to be there. Man, it felt like we've been climbing the ladder for years.
After being so close to victory for the past 3 years, the Brewer Witches have finally cut down the nets, winning their first Northern Maine championship since 1988.
Freshman year, we had to play the Gatorade Player of the Year. We lost by 1 point to them, and then my sophomore year we thought was our year, and that was the COVID year. Junior year was like a once in a life. We got the best player Maine's ever seen. It's just unlucky.
In the summer, all of us guys sort of put our heads down and said, screw all that, we're focused on this year right now, and we got locked in.
And so to go through all that and finally get here this year, it means the world to me.
But, as the late Kobe Bryant once said, the job is not finished.
Friday was awesome and something that we'll remember forever, but we have one more game.
We enjoyed it during the weekend, but now we're focusing on Falmouth. We watched a ton of film on Falmouth, and that's really all we're talking about. We love that we won, but we got to move on.
The Witches have a tough test in Friday's Gold Ball game, taking on a Falmouth squad that won the South last year, just to also lose to the 2022 Gatorade Player of the Year in the finals.
And this is their second year back to it, but they play very different from us, so I think that's the biggest thing is we got to focus on is that they're complete opposite how they play, slowing it down a lot more.
They're a good team. Obviously they're a good team. They've been here, they were here last year, and they're going to be ready. And always, we got that target on our back all season, and we know that, and they're going to come into it the same way. They're going to want it, so we got to be ready for it.
Winning a gold ball has been on the minds of each of these seniors long before they ever threw on the black and orange and took the court at Brewer High School.
This is something that we've been talking about long before we were even in high school, so to finally get there, it's really a dream come true. But we haven't talked about winning the Northern Maines, we've talked about the state.
We've been playing together forever, not just basketball, we've been playing, whether it's AAU or even lacrosse growing up or football, we've always been doing everything together, so to kind of close it off like this is awesome.
We've been talking about this since we were so little, like having that gold ball, and I mean, it's been a dream of mine for forever.
So while these guys all have each other's backs, behind them is the entire Brewer community willing the Witches to the gold ball game all year long.
The 1960s team has actually reached out to us, and they wrote a nice email to us. So that's definitely been a little bit of motivation for us. Everybody's rooting for us, and everybody's cheering for us.
A ton of alumni have come up to Coach, come up to me, and I mean, you see over there on that basketball banner, 1960 was the first team that won the regional championship. They reached out to us. All those guys are like over 80 years old, and it was just so fun to see them send a message to Coach and us.
And for these kids, to finally fill that void on the banner and their last hurrah together would be everything.
I love these guys since, third grade. I've been playing with them, so being senior year, all being seniors, all my best friends, it means so much, especially final game, state championship game, it's going to mean the world. Ever since we were little, we always wanted to bring that gold ball to Brewer, and travel tournaments and middle school tournaments, that all leads up to right now, and all this practice. And we know that banner has an empty spot, and we want to fill that and make a history at Brewer.
Awesome stuff, Tyler. Thank you. Let's move to some college hoops now. UMaine women's basketball are the 3 seed in the America East tournament, and they hosted the 6 seed Binghamton in the quarterfinals on Wednesday. Let's see how that turned out. Black Bears beat the Bearcats on Saturday, trying to do it again. First quarter, here's Binghamton's Jaden Welts. Some nice moves here. She puts up the step back, and it gets the shooter's roll. Bearcats keeping it close early. Final seconds of the quarter. Here's Ann Simon, a step back of her own from deep, and she drills it. 14-10 Maine after 1. To the third now. Binghamton would hold a lead here. This is Danae Bowman driving past the defense and to the hole for the lay-in off the glass. 41-40 Bearcats, but the Black Bears would take over the rest of the way. Here's Adriana Smith to Olivia Rockwood on the wing, money from range. Maine ends the third on a 12-4 run. They would hold their lead. They win 64-54. They are moving to the semis at Albany.
We had 1 turnover in the second half, and we limited them on the boards, on the offensive boards. So those are the 2 things we talked about at halftime. We felt like we were turning it over because we were passing up shots.
We didn't shoot the shots that we would usually take or that we took in the second half, but I think once we figured it out second half and we made good plays, I think our confidence just went up.
Let's go to some hockey now. Class B quarterfinals at Sawyer between Handon Academy and Camden Hills. First period, no score. Windjammers shorthanded. Owen McManus takes it all the way down, and he puts it past Aaron Donovan. 1-0 Camden. Nice celly, too. Second period now. Broncos with it. Basketball tournament might be over, but Tucker Leland puts this one in from way downtown. That ties things up. And then check this goal out from Hamden's Keith Brooks. He loses his footing. Defense loses his stick, but he's still able to get it to go. That gives the Broncos the lead. And Donovan would hold the rest of the way. Watch this nice glove save from the senior. Broncos go on to win it 2-1. That's all the time we have for sports. I'm Ryan Sudol. We'll be back right after the break.
If you're eligible for Medicare and Medicaid, a Medicare Advantage plan from Anthem Maine Health can come with all the benefits you want and 0 compromises. Just go to anthemmainehealth.com/answers or call 855-753-3928 for a one-on-one Medicare plan review. Ask about our $0 monthly premium plans that include dental, vision, and hearing coverage, along with transportation, a free gym membership, and $0 copay for prescriptions, all for 0 extra cost. Plus, you could be eligible for extra benefits to help you save even more. We have plans with up to $2,500 a year to help you pay for over-the-counter health items, groceries, and living expenses like cell phone, electric, or water bills, all on a single prepaid MasterCard you can use at thousands of locations nationwide. Call Anthem Maine Health at 855-753-3928 or visit anthemmainehealth.com/answers and get a Medicare Advantage plan with 0 compromises for you and your wallet.
Mom and Dad, you must be so proud.
We're proud of all of our children.
She has to say that.
Oh, you can't run away from me forever.
Just a heads up, this is my good side.
Yeah.
Bazinga, bazinga, bazinga.
Ah! Are you trying to kill me?
Weekdays at 6 on Fox 22.
Oversharing can be spiritual.
Name someone you had a romantic dream about.
My minister.
Praise the Lord, Pastor.
It can be loving.
You love to plant a big wet kiss on Steve Harvey's what?
Lips.
Your lips ain't big enough for these lips.
It can be wet.
Name someone who has touched your bare bottom.
The pool guy.
Overshare with Family Feud.
Weeknights at 7 on Fox 22. The Pet of the Week is brought to you by Riptide Smoke Shop in Belfast.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. We're here with our Pet of the Week, and Craig has a new best friend.
I do. I like this doggy. It's such a
Thank
sweet
you,
doggy.
Catherine, for coming in today.
Thank you.
Who's this guy?
So this is Jack. I think saying Jack Attack is probably apt for him. He is full of love, and there are two interesting things about Jack. The first is that he is deaf. So as you can see, he is not going to respond to the normal come ears or noises or anything like that because he just can't hear you.
Right.
And also he has a pretty severe case of happy tail going on. And for anyone that doesn't know what happy tail is, it's when they get so excited and these big long tails whack against things. Sometimes they break, and in the case of Jack, he has sort of an open wound on the tip of his tail. Unfortunately, the kennels are a little narrow, and so he whacks his tail a lot. An even better reason to rescue Jack from the shelter and get him into a home, but I think it will resolve itself pretty quickly.
Boy, what a great dog, too. He's got a wonderful personality.
He really is. He is all of, and he's deceptively large.
You
see him sort of from a distance, and then once he is on top of you, you realize
Oh, yeah.
that he's
Well, I
gotta
think he's
be
been
80
in all of our
pounds.
laps already.
Right, exactly, and that's all
Your
he wants
turn.
to do. Yeah. And there it is.
Hello, baby.
There's Jack.
Oh,
You're
I
so
love you
sweet.
too.
You
just want so much love.
Yes, well, he is love. He is.
Oh, you're such a good boy.
We think that he is good judgment for everything. Dogs, kids, cats. He may chase cats. We don't know for sure. And he's definitely a bull in a china shop, and he is going to want to love people and children very hard. So you'll want to make sure. I used to say to my oldest daughter when the youngest was a baby, love easy, love gently, you know. So you're just going to have to watch Jack around small children, only because he will take them out. Yeah, exactly. Just trying to love on them.
I think he recognizes himself in our monitor
He
there.
may.
Yeah.
Or
Tell you what, you scratch his butt a little bit, he'll just calm right down.
Just melts. Yeah, he's a puddle.
Good boy.
So when you come into the shelter, you may see Jack's kennel that there's blood on the walls, and he usually has a little bit on his fur.
He's got
But
a little boo-boo at the tip of his tail.
I know.
He's been wagging his tail really hard his whole life.
Yes.
Oh, my microphone.
Yeah.
I lost my microphone.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Jack took it.
Oh, Jack, you took it.
Yeah.
So yeah, come on in and meet Jack. He's had meetings with other dogs. He does great with other dogs, but he is a lot.
Yeah.
And so that is the only reason that it hasn't worked out with a couple of placement opportunities, is because the other dog was like, whoa. Yeah.
He's got a lot of energy. Is he young?
He is on the younger side, He's a little over 3.
Oh, yeah.
And so he's just going to need someone who is willing to be patient and do the work that it takes to really train a deaf dog.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of people out there, Jack, so I hope you're in luck soon. I
hope so.
You got to go home with somebody. You're just so sweet.
Thank you,
And
Emma.
Otherwise,
Thank you.
Otherwise, I'll just have to come and get you.
Yeah.
And I have a small apartment. So.
No.
Well, Catherine, thank you very much for bringing Jack and letting us meet him today.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You did great.
Good job.
Good boy.
You did a good job. I'll send it over to Devin Biggs for our full weather forecast.
Alrighty, Craig and Emma, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Marilyn Monroe Spas. Sign up for your VIP spa membership today for exclusive members-only services and benefits. Winter weather advisories. These have been expanded here, including the entire viewing area, though, and not so much further off towards the south and west. We're going to be watching for some snow, maybe mixing in with some rain in a few spots. We also have small craft advisories that have been posted until about 1 p.m. for your Friday, because with this system that will be moving in, we're going to be watching out for the wave heights that will get active from time to time. And this may last also on a Saturday, but more advisories will get issued by that point if need be. Wave heights are already active out there at around 5 5 to 6 feet. We'll keep this going for today. It might get a little bit of a break later on tonight, but more activity will be on the way, especially as we head towards your Saturdays. We're going to be watching for more active weather moving in. Here's a little bit of snow that's been developing after this morning, tracking from the southwest, going toward the north and east. We're going to be watching for even more precipitation moving in. It's already starting to develop. You can see that right about in there along this area, low pressure here, right behind the warm front here. This is going to be tracking from the southwest to the north and east, so this will continue to develop as we do move forward for today. So rain and snow possible today, especially along to the south of Bangor. Areas to the east and to the north, most of this will fall as snow. Some more accumulating snow will be falling in a few spots. Where it transitions to rain, less snow accumulations are possible. Once we get towards Friday morning, all that snow starts to get out of here, and we'll see a lot of sunshine for your Friday. But once we get towards Friday night, more clouds start to move in ahead of our next system, which will bring more accumulating snow to the region. So here's a general idea for it today, especially Washington County areas to the north and west, around 4 to 6 inches of snow, locally higher amounts before we're all finished up. I agree with this idea of maybe 1 to 3 inches along into the south of Bangor, where some rain can mix in a few areas. And then we're watching for this next system that will get going again, especially as we head towards Saturday, as we're going to be watching for another significant snowmaker here. The trick with this system is we have low pressure to the south, we have high pressure to the north. Dry air may get in here, so the snow may not get as far north as originally thought, and the accumulations may be lower than what we might be originally thinking as well. But once we head towards Sunday morning, all of this starts to get out of here. But your forecast for today, mid-30s, rain and snow likely. Southwest wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. By tonight, 19 degrees, snow showers in, partly cloudy late. Northwest wind at about 20 miles per hour. For tomorrow, mid-30s, mostly sunny and breezy. The northwest wind at about 20 miles per hour. Alrighty, here's a look at your extended forecast brought to you by Marilyn Monroe Spas. More snow again for Saturday, highs in the upper 20s. Mid-30s on Sunday, mostly cloudy. Partly cloudy on Monday, highs in the low 40s.
Come try one of our daily specials at Pat's Pizza in Hamden.
Tuesday, spaghetti or ziti with meatballs or sausage, only $5.50.
Wednesday, large one-topping pizza, only $8.50.
Thursday, get an oven-baked wrap for only $6.
Friday is fish and fries for only $8.
And Saturday, get a small one-item pizza with a fountain soda, only $8.
Bring the family to Pat's Pizza, 662 Main Road, North Hamden.
There's never been a better time to get away with a great deal on the Hyundai you've always wanted. With America's best warranty and up to 3 years complimentary maintenance. It's your journey. Own every mile at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Now's the time to get in and get away. Get 0% APR financing plus 0 payments for 90 days on select Hyundai vehicles.
Family owned and operating in the Bangor area for more than 10 years. Crosby's Welding is here to help you. We specialize in steel, stainless steel, and aluminum welding and fabrication. We serve many of the local industries from Maine lobstermen to the commercial trucking industry and everything in between. Fully mobile on-site construction services right down to custom signs and fire pits. Fast, friendly, reliable service. Give us a call today for a free estimate, 974-7815.
Come bowl a few games here at Bangor Brewer Bowling Lanes. We're one of the only candlepin bowling alley centers in Maine, conveniently located in the heart of Brewer. You always have the opportunity to simply bowl for fun. However, you can also join a league. We have youth leagues, adult and senior leagues. Now don't forget, we also host birthday parties for under $100, and gift certificates are also available. Give us a call right away at 989-3798 to make reservations for your birthday party today.
Meta announces a 4-year roadmap for the future of its technology. The announcement on Tuesday included new virtual reality headsets. The company is also planning augmented reality glasses and wrist devices to control them. These will be out by 2025. A neural interface band will let users control the glasses with